Hello to everyone. Welcome to English Story Time, a podcast series produced by the Community English team of UEL Green Summer Bench. This is episode The Lost Opportunity. In today's episode, we will learn an interesting English story, learn useful vocabulary, and improve our listening skills together. Let's get started. Today we have 10 new words. Number 1. Opportunity, nghĩa là cơ hội. Number 2. Postpone, nghĩa là trì hoãn. Number 3. Prepare, nghĩa là chuẩn bị. Number 4. Schedule, nghĩa là lịch trình. Number 5. Nervous, nghĩa là lo lắng hồi hộp. Number 6. Traffic jam, nghĩa là kẹt xe. Number 7. Disappointed, nghĩa là thất vọng. Number 8. Responsibility, nghĩa là trách nhiệm. Number 9. Discipline, nghĩa là tính kỷ luật. Number 10. Potential, nghĩa là tiềm năng. Today's story is called The Lost Opportunity. Tom was a final year university student. He studied business and dreamed of working for a large international company. His family were not rich, so Tom hoped to find a good job after graduation to support his parents. Tom was a smart student, but he had one problem. He often postponed important tasks. Whenever he had homework or projects, he usually waited until the last. One day, while checking his email, Tom received a message from Bright Future Company, one of the most famous companies in his city. The email said, "Dear Tom, we are impressed by your application. We would like to invite you to an interview next Monday at 9 a.m. Best regards, Bright Future Company." Tom could not believe his eyes. He jumped from his chair and shouted, "This is my chance." He immediately called his best friend, Jack. "Jack, I got an interview with Bright Future Company." "That's amazing," Jack replied. "You should start preparing today." Tom smiled and said, "Don't worry, the interview is next week. I have plans." That evening, Tom told his parents the good news. His mother was very happy. "We are proud of you," she said. "Make sure you prepare well." His father nodded and added, "Opportunities like this do not come every day." Tom promised that he would do his best. The next day, Jack invited Tom to the library. "Let's practice the interview question together." But Tom says, "Maybe tomorrow. I want to relax today." Instead, Tom spent the afternoon watching movies online. The following day, Jack sent him some interview tips and useful articles, but decided to read them later. "I still have a lot of time," he thought. Days passed quickly. On Thursday, Tom planned to prepare for the interview. However, some friends invited him to a birthday party. Just one evening, Tom told himself the party was fun. He laughed, sang songs, and took many photos. When he got home, he was tired and went straight to bed. On Friday, Tom finally opened his notebook and started preparing. After only 15 minutes, he became bored. He picked up his phone and started scrolling through social media. 1 hour became 2 hours. Soon it was evening again. On Saturday, Jack visited Tom. "Have you prepared your answer?" Jack asked. Tom laughed. "Not yet." Jack looked worried. "Tom, this interview is important. You should take it seriously." Tom replied, "Don't worry, I'm smart. I'll be fine." Jack was not convinced, but he said nothing. Sunday arrived. Tom suddenly realized that the interview was next morning. For the first time, he felt nervous. He spent the whole evening reading about the company and searching for interview questions. There were too much information. The more he read, the more anxious he became. At midnight, he was still studying. At 2 a.m., he was still awake. Finally, he fell asleep with his laptop open beside him. The next morning, Tom was having a dream when he suddenly heard his phone ringing. Tom opened his eyes and looked at the clock. It was already 7:45 a.m. The interview was at 9 a.m. Tom jumped out of bed. Oh no! He quickly got dressed and skipped breakfast. As he rushed out the house, his mother called after him, "Good luck!" Tom waved and ran toward the bus stop. Unfortunately, things did not go as planned. The first stop was late. Then there were a huge traffic jam in the city center. Cars, buses, and motorbikes filled every street. Tom checked his watch again and again. His hand was shaking. At 8:55 a.m., he was still far from the company. He decided to get off the bus and run. The weather was hot and Tom became exhausted. When he finally arrived at the company building, it was 9:30 a.m. Tom hurried to the reception desk. "I have an interview," he said and breathed heavily. The receptionist checked the schedule. "I'm sorry, but the interview session ended 30 minutes ago." Tom's face turned pale. "Can I still meet the interviewer?" The receptionist made the phone call. A few minutes later, she returned. "The interviewer has another meeting now." Tom felt his heart sink. He sat quietly in the waiting area. A short time later, a manager came to speak with him. The manager was polite but serious. "Tom, being on time is very important in our company. We give every candidate the same opportunity." Tom lowered his head. "I'm sorry." The manager nodded. "I hope you learn from this appearance." Tom left the building feeling disappointed. For several days, he blamed the traffic and the late bus, but deep inside, he knew the truth. The real problem was not the traffic. The real problem was his lack of preparations and poor time management. If he had prepared earlier, he could have slept well. If he had left home earlier, the traffic would not have been a serious problem. The lost opportunity was mainly his own responsibility. From that day, Tom started creating daily schedule. He used a notebook to plan his tasks. He reduced the time he spent on social media. Whenever he had an important assignment, he completed it early. At first, a new habit was difficult, but after a few weeks, Tom became more organized and disciplined. 3 months later, another company contacted him. This company was looking for young graduates with strong potential. Tom received another interview invitation. This time, he prepared every day. He researched the company. He practiced answering the question. He even asked to conduct a mock interview. The night before the interview, Tom went to bed early. The next morning, he woke up before his alarm. He arrived at the company 45 minutes early. During the interview, he felt confident and calm. The interviewer was impressed by his preparation and attitude. 1 week later, Tom received another email. His hand trembled as he opened it. Within his mind, the email says, "Congratulations, we are pleased to offer you a position at our company." Tom could hardly believe it. He immediately called his parents and checked. Everyone was excited. That evening, Tom reflected on his journey. He realized that success is not only about intelligence or talent. Success also requires discipline, preparation, responsibility, and respect for the opportunity. Some opportunities come only once, others may come again, but we never know when the next opportunity will appear. That is why we must always be ready. And that is the story of the lost opportunity. Now let's think about the question. First, why did Tom keep postponing this preparation? Second, what mistake did Tom make? before the interview day. Third, do you think the traffic jam was the main reason Tom lost the opportunity? Why or why not? Fourth, what changes did Tom make after his failure? Fifth, have you ever missed an opportunity because you were not prepared? What did you learn from that experience? Take a moment to think about your answer. Thank you for listening to English Story Time. This podcast is proudly brought to you by the Community English team of UEL Green Summer Campaign 2026. Keep learning, keep going, and we will see you in the next episode.